Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today's February 19th, and I'm going to do an abbreviated briefing here today. I'm in Sacramento, California. I'm going to be chasing a tornado threat down here, then probably a wave threat tomorrow, and just try to check out some of the coastal areas. But I wanted to do a briefing just to talk a little bit about what's coming up here. You can see there's that low pressure center off the coastline there. I've got the visible satellite imagery overlaid with the Doppler radars. You can see some of that precip spreading northward, and you can't completely rule out a thunderstorm activity with some of that moving up from the south into Oregon. We'll take a look here at the extended forecast because that's what I wanted to highlight, because that's what we're looking forward to coming up here, because it looks like we're going to have a change to a northwest flow and a more cooler pattern, and potentially building some mountain snow. And you'll probably hear some chatter about some lowland snow. There's no sign of whether that has any truth to it just as of yet, but let's just dive into a couple things here. So you can see that thunderstorm threat does exist for portions of southwest Oregon, so heads up for that with some of that activity moving up from the south. I wanted to show you the GFS here as well. You can see that low spinning off our coastline here and trying to bring a little bit of snowfall to some of the higher terrain, and it is going to be spreading some precipitation up over us all the way on through tomorrow morning. It's about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. You can see some of that moving up towards the Seattle area and continuing to bring some rain to the coastline. You can see that low continue to weaken off the coast and just get absorbed basically right off the Washington coastline here as we go on into the day Wednesday. Then yet another storm system rolls down into California, and that one could start to spread some moisture back up over Oregon also. But then we got a pattern change coming up here, and we're going to start showing you that here now. Now look at the European. This is yesterday afternoon. You can see the storm system off the coast of Northern California there. And if we continue on into the future here, you'll see we got another storm system on the way to California again here. And that's going to exist on into the end of this week. But then watch up above towards Canada and the Gulf of Alaska. See that colder air start to swoop down into the Pacific Northwest? That would be rolling in probably sometime on the day, maybe Saturday night or Sunday. And you can see the cooler air across some of the Yukon, the Northwest Territories, and Alaska there as well. So you can clearly see that pattern change. And it's going to be trying to drive that cold air down here into the Pacific Northwest. That would be excellent for mountain snow building. And of course, you can't rule out some lower elevations of snowfall, but there's not any sign that there's any kind of Arctic outbreak coming for the Pacific Northwest just yet. We're looking way off into the future still. This is still, like I said, for next Saturday night, and today is only Monday. But that pattern change continues to show up quite strongly in the models. This is the European model as of last night, and I'm going to put this into motion. This only goes out 144, but we're going to see if we can see that off in the extended. There goes that next storm system to California, and yes, you can. You can see the ridge backing up and allowing that northwest flow. So we are starting to see it here in the 06Z and the 18Z European model run. So that is good. Let's take a look at the GFS. This is this morning's. This is hot off the presses. In fact, do we have enough data? We do not. So I'm going to back this up, and we're going to do the 06Z GFS, and we're going to take a look at what it has to say. And like the last map, this is showing 18,000 feet, 500 millibars, general trough and ridge position. You can see that storm system off the coast of California as we go through the end of this week. Ridge backs up, and look at that northwest flow. I mean, the signal has been strong. It's been there for a while, and yeah, that's a nice trough setting up there. That would definitely be a nice mountain snowmaker. It would definitely cool things down across Pacific Northwest. And yeah, we will definitely take that. And then if we scroll way off into Fantasyland here, you can kind of see a ridge building in there in the Gulf of Alaska, low maybe getting going towards the beginning of March. But we'll worry about that later. Still looking at good confidence in the pattern change upcoming. Here's a national blend of models. And as I scroll through this, this is about Tuesday afternoon. Let me stop right there. And you can see not much snowfall so far. A few inches for the Oregon Cascades, Washington up into BC. Not much to write home about there. But as we scroll off a little bit further, now let's go towards Saturday, and you'll see that cold air start to make its way in here. Look at some of that snowfall piling up across the Cascades, and BC getting on the action as well. And then we go on into the 200-hour time frame here, and we're looking at some nice snowfall and maybe into the higher hilltops or something like that, or some lower snow levels. But right now, we're not going to talk too much in detail about any kind of lowland snow potential. We don't have any sight of that as of right now. So don't believe the hype just yet. Hold your horses. We'll go through this day by day, and we'll try to break it down as we go. But right now, nice signal for that northwest flow to return here to the Pacific Northwest, and definitely cooler air and a big pattern change. This is 6 to 10 day here. So we got that below average signal starting to show up there across some of the Pacific Northwest as we go through the 24th to the 28th, right near the end of February. And look at the 8 to 14 day all the way down the west coast. This would include British Columbia as well as we go through the end of the month. And the 6 to 10-day and the 8 to 14-day both kind of bullseye the Pacific Northwest with some above average precipitation as well. And of course, that's going to translate to some mountain snow potentially. Anyway, but if you guys want to join me for the live stream I'm going to do today, check out the California Weather Watch channel. I will be out here trying to find some tornadic activity here, maybe a thunderstorm, maybe some gusty winds and some heavy rainfall out there. It's probably already starting to flood. They got a lot of rain out here last night. And then I'm going to probably go check out the wave action tomorrow morning and see how the coasts are doing before I fly back home. But we've got several days to continue to watch this pattern change coming up here, so we will break it down day by day. I'll be home in a couple days here to do my normal briefings, but just thought I'd give you a quick update that we are still looking at that pattern change incoming here. And yeah, join me for the live stream today on California Weather Watch, and I will talk to you guys later.